Hi, I'm the Space Quest historian, and welcome back to another installment in my Ultimate Space Quest series Let's Play. This is the second ever Space Quest collection I bought back in the day, and I'm showing you this because we are playing Space Quest II today, and this one really caught my eye. See, it's one of those gate flappy things. It's actually a really nice bit of packaging that has, of course, been absolutely mangled throughout the years, but the thing that really caught my eye as a Space Quest fan was how they managed to utterly misspell Vohaul's name. You see that? Vohaul? V-O-U-H-A-U-L? No, that is not how we do it around here, ladies and gentlemen. So, actually, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for, tuning in. This will be the first Space Quest video I've recorded since the Grump boost happened a couple of weeks ago. So hi to everyone who has joined the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I know who you're all really here to see, so let's just hear from my pal Danny.
Hello, this is Dan Avedon, also known as Danny Sexbang, and I am here to talk about Space Quest II. God, I can't even remember what the name of this one is. That's embarrassing, but it's the one where Roger Wilco has to deal with a giant, gross tentacle monster, some magic mushrooms that devour him, and other things that I won't spoil for you. But Space Quest II, it looked a lot like Space Quest I, but there were certain little advancements in the technology. One of the cool things about these Space Quest games is that you could actually see things developing in terms of what computers were capable of at the time. There wasn't a big leap between 1 and 2, but certainly between 2 and 3, and from then on. And it was just it was fascinating to watch. But Space Quest II is where I think the humor really started to come in, and Mark Crow and Scott Murphy, who were and are brilliant sci-fi comedy writers, really started to feel comfortable, I think, with this game. And you can see a lot of their personalities coming out more, and the types of jokes you could come up with the parser system. It was great. It was very cool, and it broke the fourth wall in ways that games hadn't done before. And it was just a real joy to play. I remember playing this game with my uncle in California, which is where I live now. It's an unusually cold night in California, which is why I'm now wearing a hat. So there's that interesting side note. But yeah, it's a special game to me, as they all are, But this one as well. I think this was 1980. I want to say 87 or 88. So I was 8 or 9 when this came out, and I still love it. I would play this game anytime. So please enjoy my buddy, the Space Quest historian, as he plays Space Quest II.
Alright, here we go. Space Quest II, Vohaul's Revenge, by two guys from Andromeda, version 2.0F. So this is the version you get if you buy the game from GOG or Steam. And I'm just playing this because there's nothing terribly fancy about Space Quest II, unlike Space Quest I, which had a million different revisions. Well, up to 2.2 anyway. But I am playing this with Tandy 1000 sound enabled, so you'll hear 3 voices and a noise channel, as opposed to when you just start the game, from the GOG launcher or something. You'll just hear the... Wow, that's really loud, actually. So anyway, Tandy 1000 voice. Nice. As you will recall in our last chapter, you had just foiled the Sarians' fiendish plot to rule the galaxy by using the Star Generator as their weapon of destruction. You became a hero by saving countless lives and returning the Star Generator technology into safe hands. Life was beautiful. And also in caps. But heroes come and go, and people soon forget. Your celebrated herodom slowly fades, leaving you once again a janitor. The promotion to head janitor was no consolation. It seems like a weird promotion, especially since you are the only member of the janitorial staff. There you go. Nor was the transfer to Orbital Station IV. Sweating like a pork beast in a precious suit while relocating space debris in zero gravity just wasn't your idea of a good time. Life sucks. Again. Such... Look at the cinematic intro on this one. Plays Xenon Orbital Station IV. And so begins the tale of Roger Wilco in, post-heroism, getting the golden mop and saving the entire galaxy from, the Star Journey kabloomy thing. So now we're just, swapping decks on board this fucking space station. Welcome aboard Xenon Orbital Station IV, please log in and blah blah blah. No, we are not. We are going to press enter, which will default to Roger Wilco, the man, the myth, the legend. Orbital Station IV is one of many orbiting Xenon, your home planet. It is a transfer point for travelers seeking transportation to the various planets in the Xenon system. As we begin this chapter of our story, we find you, Roger Wilco, ace janitor, doing what you do best. Is it really what he does best? I mean, alright. So anyway, this actually has the distinction of being the first adventure game I ever played in the ripe old age of, I must have been 8 years old. We went to, my family went to, a party kind of thing. My parents, they go to some person's place and they sit down, have dinner, and, couples date thing, and they have to bring the kid. So they plunk the kid being me at this point, plunk it down in front of the computer, load up whatever is on the computer that isn't, porn related. And what comes up was Space Quest II, and I was just enthralled, and I spent the entire evening just walking around this screen, not knowing how to get off the screen. So, a bit of a blast from the past, that is. So I'm really excited to be playing this game again. It's been absolute ages. Of course, I've played it since I was 8, but again, it's been a long time since I played it, so I'd better shut up and start reading some text. A beep emanates from your wristwatch. You release your grip on the broom, and off it goes. In a nice, smooth arc, no less. The broom floats away, never to be used again. That makes the third one this week. Wait till your boss finds out. So anyway, we're Roger Wilco. We are in a spacesuit. We're outside, and we'd better look at the watch because that seemed to be quite important somehow. There's a blinking light there. Look at the light. A light flashes on the watch's upper left corner. It means you have a caller waiting. Okay, so let's press the C button. That must mean call. Well, isn't he a handsome gentleman? Come on. Ooh, look at that. Mouth movements and everything. Yes, I'm easily impressed. Roger Wilco, get in here on the double. You've got a mess to clean up in the shuttle which just returned. One of the passengers got space sick on the way down. Besides, you should have been done out there an hour ago. Get a move on. Space sick. That does not sound good. With that, the image disappears. Wow, job satisfaction all around. Hey, wait, let's bring up the watch again. Let's see what H does. Your horoscope for today. Keep up the good work. Today could bring that big promotion you think you deserve. Don't take any wooden buckazoids. Alright. We can press T. Actually, that horoscope is dead wrong. We all know it. Okay, so the temperature is minus 47 Celsius. That's a bit cold. That's a bit nippy. I won't claim otherwise. Alright, so like I said, I spent the entire evening while my parents were getting piss drunk, walking around this screen going up and down the walls, and I thought that was just the coolest thing I had ever seen. I mean, look at this shit. This is so amazing. I love it. Never realizing that if you step on this thing, because I was used to playing, Commodore 64 arcade games, never realizing that if I stepped on this thing, it would whisk me away to the next screen. Ooh. Neat sound effects too, because I was used to playing Commodore 64 arcade games where, big holes in the floor and or ceiling are to be avoided. So, I had no idea what an adventure game was at the ripe old age of 8, still unable to speak English. Well, still today, actually, but anyway, stand by for decontamination. Or irradiation, whatever the fuck is going on. Let's just get back in our duds, shall we? Get suit. Boom. Here we go. I say boom a lot. I was watching the, just on the train home, I was watching the last episode of the Space Quest I, and I just realized I say boom a lot. I really should stop doing that. Let's just open our locker here, have a look inside the locker. You bravely peer into the locker to find a Kubik's Root puzzle and your athletic supporter. Now, a couple of years after the, night with the me sitting down playing this for an evening and such, a friend of mine from grade school and I actually printed out on an old dot matrix printer the solution to this game and just went through the entire. You just said Rubik's Cube, all right? Get a cube, goddammit. And sat down and you know, didn't really speak English, so we just typed in whatever the walkthrough said, and got through it that way. And for the longest time, we had no idea what an athletic supporter was, since you know, in Danish PE we don't get to wear jock straps. Because there is nothing to injure your balls with in Danish PE, and if there is, it's your own damn fault. So we didn't think twice about it. But Sierra, the developer or the publishers of this game, actually got an angry letter from a mom who thought that it was wildly inappropriate to have a jock strap in the computer game that her tiny little son might see. It's about time you got in here, Roger Wilco, says the man who has now, I don't know, his hair changed color. I know it was monochrome before. Actually, he looks kind of spry. Anyway, he also looks like he's covered in blood, although I think that's his suit. Head for the shuttle bay on the double. I'm warning you, you're on your last leg around here, bud. One more screw-up and you're history. He then orders the transportation officer to send you directly to the shuttle bay and nowhere else until the job has been completed. What a fuckface. I mean, what sort of fucking thanks is this? What sort of thanks do you get for saving the galaxy? Hey, dude. Talk dude. The chief's not happy with you, Roger Wilco, the man says. You'd better get over to the shuttle bay soon. By the way, you still owe me 20 buckazoids. You best cough it up soon. Yeah, you're not gonna see those. You're never gonna see those. Never, because you'll be dead. Alright, let's just hop in the pneumatic tube and get the shit show underway. It's hard to say shit show in your second language. Didn't even have to do anything. This thing is automatic. A lot of, Space Quest 2 gets a bad rap, at least among Space Quest fans, for being, kind of dull and kind of hastily thrown away, or thrown together, really, I should say. And I disagree. There are a lot of improvements to this. First of all this nonsense with, have to open or have to enter craft and have to all of this shit. It's mostly done away with. All you have to do is walk up to it and the screen will change. A lot of, shortcuts and shit have happened. So, also the graphics are fucking gorgeous for 1988. I mean, shit. Alright, so look at this machine. It's not much to look at, and then follows a lengthy description. The refueler is just a rectangular structure which bears a pressure gauge and a hose outlet for the transfer of fuel. The hose is currently hooked to a shuttle. Can we do something with the hose? Nothing special about the hose. It merely provides a means of routing fuel from the refueler to the vessel. Unplug hose! Rah! That's not a good idea. Being as unskilled as you are, you would probably cause some sort of fiery catastrophe. Leave it alone, it's automatic anyway. Okay, fine. We'll get the plot moving then. Space sick. That sounds fantastic. Hey, actually, let's look at the shuttle. The shuttlecraft is your standard 10-passenger short commute vehicle. It was primarily designed to ferry people and supplies between orbital stations, Xenon, and other orbiting spacecraft. It is now, however, a vomit container. Alright, let's do something about it. You enter the shuttle and start sniffing around for the mess you must clean. You are surprised to find that the shuttle is not empty. There are two extremely ugly suckers walking toward you. Hey, what the... Your favorite expletive here? Your protest is cut short as two interstellar ruffians proceed to thump you unconscious. Everything fades. And actually, one of my favorite jokes in the game, and I'm not sure why because it's not actually funny, time passes. More time passes. Just to clue you in on exactly how much time passes. In an ambiguous way, of course. A strange dream turns into the realization that you are being shaken and talked to by a voice unfamiliar to you. A dull ache triggers a distant memory of a scuffle in which you were the focal point. Upon awakening from your forced rest, it becomes quite apparent that you aren't in Xenon anymore. You find that you're being held upright and under physical restraint from both sides by, you guess, the galactic goons you met on the shuttle. As you try to struggle free, you notice that your hands are tied behind your back. As the eyes, I think they mean your eyes. Anyway, as your eyes dial into focus, you make out oddly, all thrown out of sorts here, disfigured something sitting before you. A sagging mass of flesh that appears to have been human at one time. Tubes and wires extend from his body, leading to machines which keep him alive. Suddenly, his visage stirs and he begins to speak. Also, how is that for just completely destroying the grand reveal of Sir Sludge Vohaul, antagonist of this game? And what a looker he is. Well, well, did we have a nice nap? I thought we would have to resort to drastic measures to wake you. Oh well. Welcome to my humble fortress, Roger Wilco. The name's Vohaul. Sludge Vohaul. I was the genius behind the star generator when it was still in the concept stages. I love the little thing he does with his finger. Also, recognize the name slightly. The cartridge we found in Space Quest I was /Vohaul, and this is Sludge Vohaul. There's an interesting story there that I won't bore you with because we're knee-deep in exposition right now. It was to be my ultimate war weapon until some sissy-pants scientists decided it would be better used saving lives rather than destroying them. What a waste of technology. Excuse me if I sound bitter. Anyway, you ruined my sarin operation. I was going to use the star generator to make Xenon pay for what they did to me. They were going to know my wrath in a big way. You somehow managed to change all that. Oh, I suppose I should have known better than to use those mental midget Sarians. That's not the point, however. You are responsible, and you shall pay. Besides, I have another plan, and you'll not be around to foil it. And here comes the reason why a lot of people, Richard Cobbett included, dislike Space Quest II for some weird reason. I have devised a plan so horrible, so frightening, so diabolical, that no one will be able to stop me. Observe my latest creation. I intend to infest your planet with thousands of these genetically engineered door-to-door life insurance salesmen. I will at last reap sweet revenge from the scientific community that mocked me. My plan was to kill you, but I've had a change of hearts. Ha 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 ha, get it? He peers down at the hoses protruding from his chest and connected to a life support system. Forgive me, I am a kidder. He's such a kidder, Steve. Anyway, does that sound silly? It did to a lot of people. The first game had this really serious, antagonistic plot. Sarian's entire galaxy could explode and all this. And the plot in this is to prevent this dude from unleashing genetically engineered life insurance salesmen to annoy the piss out of everyone on your home planet. I happen to think it's funny, Richard. So anyway, Richard Cobbett, famed journalist from PC Gamer and others. Visit richardcobbett.com. He's actually a very nice person. I love him dearly. I've decided I would get much more enjoyment watching you suffer. My associates will escort you to the surface of Labion, where you will perform many painful hours of manual labor in my mines, which is why I named it Labion. See, I'm not really that imaginative when push comes to shove. Be seeing you. Mwahahaha. He was supposed to be laughing. Did he laugh? I didn't see that. Anyway, this is a ha 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 kind of mouth movement. An injection renders you unconscious. Well, that's nice, I guess. So we don't get space sick on the way down. Your drugged carcass is loaded onto a shuttle. Upon reviving, you look through the viewing port to see Vohaul's massive asteroid fortress getting smaller. Now, I always thought this was a weird... It's black, but there are bits of light in it, and there are stars all around it. When I was a kid, I thought it was like a holographic fortress kind of thing. It's not. It's supposed to be this big, massive object. And these are supposed to be monkey men. No, I'm serious. They're supposed to be monkeys, like genetically engineered monkeys doing Vohaul's bidding. It'll make sense. The game actually came with a comic book as like a manual. It was I don't know how many pages, 8 pages, 10 pages comic book that sort of told the story in between Space Quest I and Space Quest II. It's really, really good, and I don't have a physical copy anymore, but I will link to it in the description of this video so you can go have a look for it yourself. Space Quest fans, being the intrepid people that we are, of course, we save all of this shit. So yeah, go have a read. Actually, also, Infamous quests in their Space Quest II remake, which I will play at some point. Actually, in the intro to their remake, they sort of animate the comic book that came with the game. So anyway, I keep rambling. After touching down on a giant landing platform, you are ushered to a hovercraft waiting to transport you to the mining site. Utter despair sets in. Oh well, at least look at the vision, look at the lush green. This in contrast to Corona from the previous game. Also, parallax scrolling. Hey, this is pretty good. Also, Mark Crow, the artist on this game, drew all the art to this game and the first Leisure Suit Larry game simultaneously over a period of a couple of months. Dude did not get any sleep in that time. Wow. Is it just me or is the engine sort of okay? Oh, now it's really chugging. And we get a little Wile E. Coyote moment. Uh-oh. Oh, great. I suppose we're out of fuel. Way to go, Gorf Breath. Don't blame me. It was your turn to fill up. You're always forgetting to do it. Wait until the master finds out. You're in big trouble. Hey, don't talk to me that way, you slime bucket. I filled it the last time, dipshan. The argument between the two guards is cut short as gravity reasserts itself. I love it. Wow, that looks great. Good thing that guard broke your fall. He doesn't look too happy about it, though. I don't give a shit. Let's kick the guard. I don't understand your request. Well, we can at least search the guard. You search the grotesque body and find a small, thin, magnetic card. It looks like a key card. You seem to recall seeing one somewhere in the past. Now, why is it every time you start out a Space Quest game, you always have to pick up a fucking key card? It's literally in... Well, it actually isn't in every game. Anyway, the first two. Anyway, so, key cards. Let's get the key card. I think I've learned my lesson on that one. Oh, look at the blood. Look at the blood. I don't understand blood. Well, I do, and he's swimming in it. It looks fabulous. Actually, can I show you a little Easter egg? Kids, avert your eyes. Fuck dead body. You're one twisted mofo. The only other person I know who would try that is Mark Crow. Now, funny story. Scott Murphy, one of the two guys from Andromeda, wrote this message in if you tried to fuck the corpse of the dead guard. And Mark Crow is the other guy from Andromeda, who, you know, like I just said, drew all the graphics and such. Mark was unaware that this message was in the game until the two guys from Andromeda came back in 2012 to kickstart the Space Venture, the game that they're currently developing, sort of a spiritual successor to Space Quest, and you know, to sort of you know, draw up some, you know, promotion, some attention to the Space Venture. They did YouTube Let's Plays of the entire Space Quest series on Twitch, and in the Twitch chat were a host of Space Quest fans, and some of them, I might have been one of them, kept shouting in the chat, "Fuck dead body, fuck dead body." And Mark Crow was kind of perplexed about that, and you couldn't see Scott Murphy, but you could hear him just go, could we be quiet, please? Turns out, for the longest time, for like almost 30 years, Mark Crow did not know that this little Easter egg was in the game, and Scott had to sort of apologize to him on air, live on air. So, let's have a look at the craft. The hovercraft has been reduced to a mound of twisted wreckage. Everything that was straight is bent. Everything that was bent is benter. There appears to be no salvageable parts. However, where is that beeping coming from? Look inside craft. Everything inside is twisted and bent. You do notice a button with a flashing light next to it. It seems to be emitting a high-pitched beep. So let us press the damn button. You press the button, the light goes dark, and you no longer notice the high-pitched beep. Very important, because, dear God, you'll find out in a second. Anyway, let's just save our game here. Labion. And just have a little walk around. I'm going to finish this episode in just a tick, but I just want to show you, well, first of all, a couple of deaths. Because some of you nice people commented in the Space Quest 1 videos that I actually didn't show that many deaths, and Space Quest is infamous for its deaths. So, you notice this little square in the picture? Whoopsie daisy. That is not my favorite death, but it's a good one. Ah! You fall to the bottom of a concealed pit. You might have survived the fall had you not come in contact with the several 30-centimeter long spikes planted vertically along the bottom of the pit. Another senseless tragedy. You can help prevent this. Vote yes on Lobotomies for Adventure Game Designers. Thank you for playing Space Quest II, Roger Wilco. You've been most entertaining. Ah, see how they drew Space Quest II, like in Roman numerals, hard brackets thing. I like that. However, let me just end this episode on a high note and show you my favorite death in probably the entire series, and it has to do with these lovely mushrooms. Aren't they pretty? Aren't they beautiful? Look, mushroom. Aside from their enormous size, they appear to be your average garden variety mushrooms. Well, let's just go up and have a look-see. Look at the smile on it. It's so happy. You just fed it. Holy jeez, boy! That mushroom thing sucked you clean up. You can't move a muscle, nor see a speck of light. You begin feeling waves of tingling, warmth, and moisture. Suddenly, it's not so bad in here. Wow, check out the colors, dude! Your body and mind enjoy the short-lived buzz that is the side effect of the lethal poison you now marinate in. You are oblivious to the end. Not a bad way to go, actually. But it sure is early in the game. I had high hopes for you. They said, who, Roger Wilco? Not a chance. That chump won't last 20 minutes. And I said, no way, Roger Wilco isn't that lame. So anyway, don't make me look stupid too. It has been a pleasure watching you play Space Quest II, and it has been a pleasure playing Space Quest II for you. When we come back, I will actually start doing something worthwhile perhaps. So in the meantime, please like, subscribe, do whatever you kids do, but do leave me a comment, because you have been leaving me comments on the previous videos and I desperately enjoyed those, so thank you so much. You all have very nice things to say, actually. I thought, YouTube comments were a place of being mean and callous and hopeless and pit of humanity, but no, you are all very, very nice, kind people. So either you're just very nice, kind people, and all Game Grumps fans are just really nice and delightful by, nature, or I'm just really lucky. I would like to think the former, that you're all really nice people. I am rambling so hard. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and thanks to my pal Danny for doing the introductions and for ushering the hordes in on my channel. Thank you so much for that. And until next time, please enjoy the visage of this very, very content mushroom as I spit out my catchphrase, which is, see you around the chrono stream.